Hello again everyone, welcome back to my channel and to Skyler's Starlight City. Not Starlight Drive-In anymore, it's become a regular city. So I'm very lucky to be back here because over the summer holiday my romanced companion in real life, shall we say, decided that the game couldn't be played because of a glitch that stopped them getting out of the vault altogether. So what we had to do was take Fallout off the PlayStation entirely and re-download it. So I lost all of my DLCs, all of my Creation Club content as well. And I thought I was absolutely screwed. Luckily, the Creation Club stuff came back easy as clicking on it, pressing install, and it just came back without any fuss or bother. The DLCs we had more trouble with because first of all there's two of us main users on this PlayStation and it's not mine. It's my partner's. So I also don't have a PlayStation Network account yet. I will do it by the end of this year, I'm sure, because of Fallout 76 coming out. So what we had to do was basically buy the season bundle again. We looked on countless YouTube videos. Thanks guys for the help, but it didn't work for us. I don't know why. Maybe because I, as the second profile, had got the content. So like I say, being not on PlayStation Network, we didn't have cloud storage or anything, so we couldn't just restore licenses and get it back again. It was gone. I have emailed PlayStation about this, but we'll see what happens, because it would be nice to get a refund. You know, I've had to buy this twice. Anyway, it's all worth it because we've got all our content back and I can carry on building Starlight City, which is my main settlement for Skyler. It's very much a Minuteman hub. It's going to be like the second Diamond City. I don't know, maybe we'll call it the Emerald City or something like that. It's green at the moment. I tell you, there's a radstorm going on outside. So this apartment block here is actually built up the side of the cinema screen itself. I thought, wouldn't it be cool to have somewhere really high up that would be sort of the penthouse, as it were. So this is my gameplay, and you probably get a bit fed of me flicking through menus because I'm all over the place when I build. But I thought it would be good to have like a barnacle style structure, but really up high. And you can hear probably the machine gun turrets. There's plenty of those around. And I like to mix and match because there's certain builders here on YouTube that I follow that love this scrappy style. But what I do is I like to occasionally mix in a little bit of the new. So you have to imagine that all this stuff has to come from somewhere. So apart from the fact that you're going out there and clearing the Commonwealth and making it a better place to live, so where's all this stuff come from? These really nice bunk beds, where did you find those? I like to think that when Skyler goes out to a place and she finds something new and snacky, she'll get her provisioners to get a few Brahmin and a load of rope, basically strap on all the good stuff. So anything from, say, the vault that you can build in, that's all shiny and new. And maybe sometimes they've gone into apartment blocks or warehouses that have things in storage that have been in storage since the war. So everything's still wrapped up in its plastic packaging, or you know, there are a few things that obviously there's loads of crates and stuff lying about. People in the game would get into those, wouldn't they? Surely. So That's my sort of reasoning for why occasionally you'll see these really nice clean looking bits of furniture or nice bed sheets or um, whatever that's new, but other times they're having to cobble it all together. And they're not all carpenters or architects, for goodness sake. They're just doing the best they can. So some of the builds will be lovely and professional, and other builds will be lucky if they hold up to the next radstorm. But here in Starlight City, I like to think that we've got a few talented makers and make-doers. So, I don't know who's going to live in this room yet. It's just a general. But maybe some of the traders, the well-off traders, live here. I've got a little bit of trouble with the pathing of all the NPCs, and even with, I think I've got 22 people right now. It's not enough to fill this place. This place could do with, up to 50 people comfortably. So I've got loads of plants and things that are unassigned. I've got all my traders in place. I've got my medics. I've got my weapons guys, my general store and everything. I've even got a nice barber shop down there. So they've got to live somewhere. And I'm just decorating as if they weren't, bits of computer programming, as if they were actually real people and could move around just like my character can move around. So for those of you who haven't met Skyler before, I will tell you a little bit about her. She is, in my headcanon, as it were, not your usual sole survivor. She's actually born and raised, as it were, in the Commonwealth. I have written a fanfic as well. And if anybody is interested in reading my scribbles, then let me know in your comments and I'll pop a link down there. But only if you ask me to, okay? So basically she's a born and bred Commonwealther, and she's Minutemen faction #1. That's always been her way. I think her dad was a Minuteman. So she's always wanted to follow in those footsteps. But getting into the meat of the storyline, what's happened is she's ended up as also the director of the Institute. Now she's like the Jiminy Cricket for them. She's the conscience, because she's basically gone out and said, okay, well, you've got all this fantastic technology, that's wonderful. Let's use it in a positive way, because there are so many people out there who need the help. She's an absolutely dyed-in-the-wool Minuteman. It's always about the settlers, the ones who play nice. Anybody else, any settler who doesn't play nice is a raider. That's it. So she's kind of trying to come to a compromise, and she doesn't like to live underground all the time. She'll go and visit, and she'll go and chat to them. And there's so many more things I would love to be able to do in the game. When you get a storyline for a character in your head, and you're thinking, oh, but if the game would just let me do this, that, and the other, and if they would let me change the course of things. I don't know how many of you out there would like to sort of make the Institute good, as it were, really. It's like that you've got all this technology and you could be so helpful. So she's doing what she can, and she's going around making places as nice to live in as possible. So my goal really is to have a few settlements like this one that are very much cobbled together, but then she'll also have a few settlements where she's coaxed a few members of the Institute out and got the synths to work on building brand new places. So this will take advantage of the fact that within this absolute wealth of decoration, furniture and building materials that you've got now, there's lots of clean pieces which a lot of people don't like to use mixed in. I know some of you like to keep the scrappy look, but I always have to have a reason for things when I'm building. I've always got to think, why? How has this come here, and why does that look the way it does? So, with the latest couple of additions from Creation Club, I have decided to make another settlement, which is going to be really clean. Everything is going to have to be spotless, because it'll be a place for the Institute scientists to come to the surface and to live and work for a bit, and they won't put up with this scrappy stuff. So there is a little bit of that in Starlight City at the moment. I've got one little room that's set up as a guest room at the base. You know, the room underneath the cinema screen. That's set up as a nice little area. I will give you a tour at some point, but I thought it would be nice just to show you a bit of my gameplay in progress. I could use a real drink of water actually, but have some. No, I've run out of tea. Yeah, tea's very important. I was so pleased when the Slocum's Joe came out and they had mute fruit. Sorry, I keep calling it. I used to call it mutt fruit. Yeah, when they had mute fruit tea, I was very pleased about the teas. So here's a lovely view of my city in progress. There's
really use a cigarette.
No, you couldn't, McCready. Give them up. They're bad for your health. There is a street plan in progress, so you can see I've got street lights around there. I still have a lot of building up to do. I've got scaffolding all around the edge, which is going to be a wall of sorts. It's not going to be a totally impenetrable wall, because I know you settlers like to go out and fight beyond the bounds, so I don't want to hem them completely in, but I want to make it a bit more difficult for raiders to get in. So right here we've got the toilet, which you can't get through that way, so you have to go out the balcony. There you go. Very simple. Don't ask me where that goes, but there are fields of melons, so it maybe drops straight down. Fertilises the melons. I'm a little bit loose when it comes to thinking about where the plumbing and things go. So there you can see part of the scaffold wall. Got a nice view here over the gate. And Drumlin Diner's over there. It's very useful actually when your own traders run out of bits and pieces. It's just a short hop across there to get more wood and steel, and goodness knows how much I've used on this place so far. So yeah, I'm going to oh, a funny thing happened. I made this video, I did all this building, and then I thought, alright, okay, great, I'll get back onto the Share Factory again and share it with you all. Guess which silly muggins forgot to save it before exiting, because of course I'm doing Skyler on survival mode, so I have to sleep in a bed first. So yes, all the building that you're seeing me do here, I'm having to redo again. Don't we all do that sometimes though? So I love these Slocum's Joe brick walls. I've also got some of the Art Deco, the new Art Deco stuff you can see there, the chair and the bed. Again, I don't want to use too much of it in this place, because it would all have to have been strapped on the back of a Brahmin and taken up quite a long way to get here, I think. So yeah, that's where I'm at the moment, and I will give you a bit more of a full tour when I've knuckled down and built some more. I've got to recruit, I don't know, 25 Minutemen would be nice to come and help me. If only you could. If only you could have troops of Minutemen under your command. That would be awesome. I think they missed a trick with that faction. I really do. Anyway, so if you've got any comments, I would love to hear them below. And any questions you have. I hope you've enjoyed this kind of rambling video and enjoyed watching me build. So take care, and I'll see you all later. Bye.